Let's start. Let's start. Five, four, three, two, 1, 0. Let's start.
Good evening and welcome to the Nighttime Heat right here on Prime FM 105.5. We are streaming live on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. That's the Nighttime Heat, Facebook and YouTube channel. Just tap Nighttime Heat. And of course, either on your Facebook or your YouTube, you're going to follow the show and enjoy the show. Also, we are streaming live on Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. Again, Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. We are streaming live. We want to share the live video. If you are watching, kindly share the live video so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also follow what's happening tonight on the program. Tonight promises to be very, very interesting. Let me first welcome my panelists who are here for now, Mr. David Benedictus Rasmus Nambutawe. David, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Subot. And, I like you because you always call my full name. And so I like you. Good evening to everyone. Good evening to our listeners. Good evening to Desmond, who I haven't seen for quite a long time. And it's good to be here this evening. And I guess that today's edition of the Nighttime Heat will be one of the best so far.
Okay.
So it's good. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you very much. Let me welcome Desmond Wion. Mr. Wion, welcome.
Thank you, Saba. Good evening to everybody. And it's good to be back to do what we love best. So today is going to be a great show, and we would like to appreciate all of you for tuning in. Our precious followers, our viewers, our listeners. It is good to always, form part of the conversation. So yes, of course, Sabo, I'm honored to be here and to contribute meaningfully to the discussions. And that is also part of contributing to the national, quota of our country as journalists. So it's obvious that we do what we love best, and so we look forward to having a very fruitful, engaging conversation this evening.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Wion. I'm sure George Kennedy is on his way. You sure to be here. Likewise, our counsel, our Anthony Law, the man Edwin Famula. I'm sure Edwin will also be in. The man Moses Sandy will not be in, but he may likely wait in if he has the time. So tonight, let me just have quint of what is coming up. I'm sure if all goes well, we'll have as a guest for an hour, Representative Alex Noah. I will be talking about some governance and legislative issues as soon as he comes to studio. Also tonight, Wilmer Pay, the former Minister of Lands, Mines and Energy, that is after our guest has left. Minister Pierre, former Minister Pay, has opened up. And, he said a couple of things. The issue of money scandal and also startling revelations. We're going to talk about that tonight as well. Well, what did the Minister of Information, Jeremy Pia, really say about the border issue? That he says that the issue has been resolved because that was what was the media was running with. That he has said that the border issue has resolved. But on the contrary, we even caught our correspondent. He said, well, Nothing has been resolved, and the foreign troops still on our soil. There's no border activities yet. But the minister again today came up to clarify. We hope to hear that today. What is he saying? Is he some more sorting, or is he being consistent as a minister of information that should be speaking for the government and the people of Liberia? We're going to talk about that tonight. Now, the IMF has praised Liberia again, thanks to the team at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, who are already engaged in the IMF. We're going to talk about that tonight as well, if time permits. Also, there's this public concern that's mounting over the slow pace in the ongoing 19 million drug case. People are concerned. Well, no major arrest has been made yet since we heard about Paul King. What is going on? What's happening? In fact, there are some individuals who think the Minister of Justice should quit. He should leave the scene because under his watch, major investigation of this nature is being slowed. And so we're going to talk about that as well on the program. Online or listen to a show on radio. In fact, online we are streaming live on Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. You can watch the show there, or also you can watch the show on our Facebook. That's the Nighttime Heat Facebook and YouTube channel. You can watch the show also on either the Facebook or the YouTube. And of course, you're going to enjoy the show. Now, Dave, while we await our guest, if at all he's on his way, well, let's hear from you what's trending on your mind quickly.
Somewhat I'm pissed up with the Liberian society. The first thing is that a lot of Liberians have already cried against the culture on impunity, corruption. Corruption and many Liberians have always complained about politicians or officials of government squandering, monies intended to develop the country and improve lives of the people. Then at the end of the day, people are at the grounds of the Temple of Justice in support of those who've been accused of corruption. And so I sometimes wonder, what sort of country is this? People commit crimes. They're taken to court, given due process. Then you have another group of Liberians who at the end of the day will cry that, oh, look, people stealing money, they're getting the ratio.
I agree with you, but that's an isolated case,
yeah,
right?
What makes it
okay, so let's leave it at that.
That's a problem.
Let's hear from you, Mr. Wion. What's trending on your mind? Because our guest has just walked in. We'll have to formally introduce our guest, but let's hear from you.
Yeah, so basically, as part of the key responsibilities of a government is to protect lives and property, and as part of that is the fact that the government should be able to institute measures that will also seek to address the issue about the influx cases, the number of increased cases of accidents along our major routes. And this, I'm saying this in connection to the recent situation there at Johnsonville. Some university student. It's sad to say this, but that is the fact. These truck drivers, they should, and I think at this point, the government must address this issue with utmost urgency through the Ministry of Transport to making sure that there should be a prescribed measures, a prescribed policy through which these truck drivers can operate. I can remember some months or a year back, there have been some policy about truck drivers not operating in the daytime, but that has not been fully effective. I don't know what could be the reason. Look at a young lady, I mean, who just graduated from high school, entered university. I'm told she's a freshman student, encountered that, which is so unfortunate. Now there are reports that her 2 legs are going to be amputated. It's so crazy. It's crazy, Sobo. And that happens at the negligence of one teenager driver, as it is being reported. This is sad. Why will we allow ourselves as a country to look at these kind of trucks moving all over the place? You see the drivers on the vehicles, the story of this vehicle, Sobo. Most of them are on ages. Like these, I don't want to be very specific about traps, but when it comes to the heavy-duty, moving vehicles like the trucks, the containers, they are heavily operated by these, on ages, young people. And it's sad. And operating in a day, that is another big up, policy issue that the government should be able to look into, so that these trucks cannot go into what we call, or there cannot be more confrontations with our low vehicles. Because in a day, you have a lot of people moving, having access to different locations. So I think there should be a time for trucks moving in our country to be allowed.
All right, thank you very much. Before I can welcome our guests formally, today my eyes caught a Facebook post. In fact, that was beginning yesterday when one of our colleagues in the media, Charles Yates, posted and insinuated that the Minister of Finance and Development Planning is desperate for the for 2029, and I think this just paints a very bad and negative picture of the way some of our colleagues behave in the media. He was quoting former Lands and Mines Minister Wilmer Pay. Wilmer Pay said, and let me quote right, that Minister Gafuan and I went to school together. So apparently, because the VP has some other ambition, whatever it is, maybe he's trying to get at me because I'm friendly with Gav, and so he didn't say that Gav has intention, or the Minister of Finance has intention for the presidency in 2029. But Charles here reported it as if it just shows how many of us, we lack comprehension. We don't understand well. We don't read well. And at the end of the day, we just spew. We write innuendos trying to get at somebody. Wilmer Pay didn't say he and Minister Gafuan are going to work together for 2029. That was totally untrue. Wilmer Pay didn't say that. He didn't say that, but our colleague ran with that information. And somebody did write a piece on that. Let me just read briefly what the person wrote. Charles B. Yates, your assertions that Minister Gossipy Gafuan is desperate about the 2029 elections are not only unfounded, but also lack any factual basis. Such claims appear to be driven more by speculations than by evidence. Mr. Gafuan's current focus is clearly on the enormous responsibilities entrusted to him as Minister of Finance and Development Planning. His daily schedule, often stretching from early morning until late at night, including weekends, reflects his commitment to advancing President Joseph Numa Boakar's arrest agenda for inclusive development and delivering tangible results for the Liberian people. And then you wake up, you write something that it's total, our profession is becoming bastardized on a daily basis. The quality of our profession is being eroded. And that some of our colleagues are involved with. But, with that said, we'll talk about that more and more. Let me try to welcome our guest here tonight. He's Sando County Representative Alex Noah. He's from Makani, but he's not here because he's from Makani. He's here basically to talk about legislative and governance issues. He's a member of the Liberian legislature. Rep, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay.
Thank you guys for the long-awaited invitation.
Yeah, sure. Is.
People don't feel maybe our addressing him was, all part of life's vicissitudes. There were a whole lot of things that have been going on. For the record, I want you to know that we are starting 8:16.
Yeah, so at 9:16.
Yeah, you came in from 8 to 9.
Yeah, no, rest assured. So at 9:16 you go.
Thank you.
Don't worry. At 9:16 you go.
Thank you.
Okay, but welcome to the program. And this is the nighttime heat. I know there'll be some questions that may likely, not appear to favor you or to make you happy. Kindly answer them. For the sake of our people. Essentially, kindly answer them for the sake of our people. So that at least they are informed and educated also. And so welcome to the program. I'm not the only interviewer here tonight. I have a crew of panelists, and they too will also bring in their questions, but it's going to be well organized.
Sure.
Now, we want to begin with you because time is not in our favor. I want to begin with you on this note. Kindly play the first video quickly.
Services pending the outcome of the narcotics investigation at the RIA and to authorize interim government oversight of effective operation. With this resolution, it means that we have to communicate that to the president and to the Senate to let them know the decision that we're taking at this movement as a chamber. Now we ask one of our colleagues now to make a motion with all in.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, who presiding as distinguished colleagues. Honorable Speaker, while it is true that I attach my signature to the resolution to suspend the operations of these two entities at the Rabo International Airport, notwithstanding, Honorable Speaker, I have a concern. There are intricacies, there are complexities.
Okay, so please the second one also. Please the second one.
I signed that resolution for the temporary suspension of the operations of these people. And if it is non-bailable, these persons are already, just by handling these things, they are already suspect and they should be in jail because they are all provisions non-bailable.
Drafted and endorsed by more than 40 members of the House of Assembly, being communicated to the President and to the Senate, and that communication voting services pending the act.
Let's end it there and hear from our guest here tonight. Were you part of the session today?
Sure. I think for the sake of the interaction, and I want us to be interchangeable there.
Voting services pending the outcome of the narcotics investigation.
Based on question posed.
Okay, he's Mr. Desmond Wiyong, Mr. David Tabwe, and Mr. George Kennedy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, I was part of the
So-
matter of fact, I was one of the proponents of the resolution and the letter. If you listen to the deputy chief clerk reading today, there was an agreed resolution, and then there was the letter from my office asking for two conditions from the courts. One, the immediate suspension. The second one is maybe shutdown of the whole stuff, given that the executive, headed by the president, have started taking key positions on the 19.602, you may call it $1 million drug case. One was a suspension of the head of the GLS. Two was moving from the board of NOCA. And when we invited the Ministry of Justice and the DEA boss, they told the investigations were ongoing, and as such, it is important to give them the opportunity to do this investigation without public settlement, because, like you were saying, there were other media outlets and citizens, they were posting on their various pages, accusing, blah blah blah. In that case, sometimes under our jurisprudence, influence negatively or positively the investigation.
Sure.
So when they appear before us, they were asking us and asking the citizen to remain kind and give the opportunity to those committee members from various security apparatus to do their work. Fortunately, in 3 days, we learned that the president suspended the head of that cargo handling services, Peter King, and then suspended him also from the board. That was enough to us as the people deputy, representing the people of District 3, the resident people of District 3, signed off to say, okay, no, with this initial engagement from the executive, there is a time. Let's say, fortunately, when the letter was done by my office this morning, the resolution letter met. I need to say we plan it.
Okay.
So then that surplus say, don't officiate. So the speaker in wisdom, he said, read the resolution, read the letter, and then we can take action on that. So today, we have never taken action together as the people representatives. Today was one of the days that I was happy that everybody is in a mode to see the issue of this draw reaching the bottleneck. And
so let me hold you there one minute. So your communication was basically for the same purpose.
Yeah, for the same purpose.
Now, so what was the rationale for you penning down a communication of that nature to submit to your colleague in a plenary? What was the rationale?
So 2 reasons. There is this saying that is around in our country that the poor man don't get justice, only the rich people enjoy, freedom whenever, even they commit crime. Now, we are here as Liberian. We saw cases where instantly you see picture posted by the DEA with the individual handcuffed, and for maybe $200 or $300 cocaine or whatsoever name you may call the substance that person is being arrested for. We saw Bucky Raw, and I was using because it's one of the popular persons. We saw the business lady from RIA when they were bringing out the handcuff. What pisses me off, and I stay at that mode, is where this is the biggest ever pronounced amount in millions
since this government came to power.
Since the government came to power. And so government will come, government will go. Liberia remains and Liberians remain. The fact that we remain truthful to ourselves, it will help us and our unborn generation. If that is other government, people will go as far as accusing the president. If it is government, you are part of it, then you try to say the president is precluded. Now, why? I was just sitting down somewhere waiting for your time. We're not going to sing 5. And everywhere we go, you see the young people, they disadvantaged. I don't want to call them so. They know all of us, including you, all of us here. Even if you have a name being printed on your car, they know you and they will come and sing. Are we concentrating that after 10, 15 years from now on, where are we as a country, if on a daily basis, all these scholars, the young people, some of them, if you integrate them into the society, you see some of them being clever than even people who did not even take anything. But because of the peer pressure, maybe, or the circumstances, or maybe the adversity, the stringent measure, that will face with the financial insolvency that will face with as a country. Even somebody get BSc, no job. Somebody get master, no job. Literally, there are people who dress in the morning and they come to town just to see my brother win, to get daily bread to go home. It should be with a country that God has blessed with natural resources. There is no Liberian should go to bed hungry. If we put our minds in making sure that Liberians are prioritized in their own economy, we can do more. So my point was, they have arrested George without no And interestingly, I was asking the DEA boss, the ORC or ORC,
when you appear
before us, I said, this is my question. Why every time you arrest George, it will be only the drugs? Where the money? Where the phones? I know personally, I have not been a security man, but I have brothers who are security people. You don't arrest the drugs, you don't leave the other things and say go. I mean, there are other things that are being arrested. And the reason I'm saying it is where, I mean, we got to be transparent. Even in our role, our local, you know, the issue of corruption, blah, blah, blah. People say, even our women will get full money, they go post susu, they get a weekly susu. And the reason I ask that question is where I know personally to what I said, that you will not arrest the man with drugs, he leave a phone, because there are things he's looking for. Who is he interacting with? Has he been, you know, interacting with people? So 19-point-something million. The critical thinkers will go behind and say, no, if they can approve, because I can remember when we're small, by the time they leave you food, and you know that food that is being left for you is plenty, you thinking that the man who left the food, and you know your brother have eaten plenty. So if security, DEA security, or any security operator that was part of that, and you know, arrest, can report 19.2 or 6 million, they would think critically. There's something beyond that. Not only that, we know also our country don't have the capacity for that thing to be produced here. So my question was, if our posts, given the porosity of all of our posts, our border points in the country, I will agree. Because if the drugs would have come from any of the outstation points and come to our country, it would have been arrested the other way. But if it were going and it's being arrested, that tells you it did not come with plane. Conspicuously, that's evidence that tells you that somewhere, either by road or by the seaport. And I insisted the speaker that we needed to have invited the MPA boss. And the reason we're doing a holistic approach to make sure that all of our heads of the border, whether that look at 2 days and all the borders, you know, if it don't pass it, it pass to MPA. And we have all these institutions that are meant to, you know, guide some things that are secret in coming into any country.
Okay, so
that was my point.
Okay.
So given that, the evidence that the president was informed by the security or maybe the justice minister that this guy have a link with this, and he's been suspended officially, and nobody, you don't need to be a lawyer to know that. It was because of briefing that the president suspended him. So I'm asking in that letter, coincidentally, the same phrase in my letter is being placed in the resolution spearheaded by Cody's for the family there. So yes, when the speaker read it 2 contents, and then he said, okay, let's put them together, and then we can make a decision. And that decision today was unanimous by the Codys.
Okay, my colleagues will come in for us to go around the table, but let me ask, yes, you did a communication, and your communication coincided with the resolution for out of the immediate suspension, indefinite suspension of the CRG. That's quite, laudable. But are you and your members, or let me say you, directly, because you did the communication, are you quite pleased with the pace at which the investigation is proceeding? Because up to now, all we've heard is just people of interest. No suspect yet. No additional arrests we've heard about. But people of suspects, and bulk of them were handlers at the RIA.
Yeah.
Are you quite pleased with the way?
I'm not pleased with that, and I know most of my colleagues are not pleased. In fact, sir, there where my irritation came from. If I asked the Minister of Justice, I said, Mr. Minister, when do we determine security issues surrounding drugs? Because he said he cannot give us certain information when he appears because it has national security implication. But when you arrested that woman from, or young lady, from the airport all the way she was handcuffed. You arrested Bucky Rowe with $40 drugs. You were handcuffed. You're talking about 19 point something million that even people who are involved in the drugs being told us, by the time they wasted in Liberia, almost everybody, you're by hitting it or something, all of our thing, and crazy. But those people stay in clean clothes and you're doing an investigation that is not being concluded in one way. Today, as part of the update, the speaker informed us that on the 29th, which is Monday, if I'm correct, they were appear to give an update because we told them, and I one person, so that I will not sit as a young person because the issue of drugs is being holistic. If you went to the Sapo National Park, even the illicit minors that are there, they get area that they can go and smoke. If you went to my various towns and villages in my district, so it's not about being in the urban area, it's all over our country. So we should make sure as the leaders, our people entrusted and repose their confidence in to make sure that we go deeper. And now, there could be the end of this government, and there could be, the continuation of this government. Mind you, there are few things. When we are in power, there are few things. The 16 billion mobile SSR, some people say they just okay. And it resonated. Even the issue of drugs, those similar cases we had in the CDC government resonated. So if you're taking it for a joke, and I'm happy, the type of country we have, our people, nobody can wish you. They can say there's somebody in job. One day you lead up on FM and you will flow. By the time your time expire here and you want to renegotiate with the management, somebody would have told, no, that one's so. That's how the Liberian people know. And so this government, the president, needs to take a decisive. Our people are not happy. Chief, every community, even on my own fan, I get these solar lights to help the normal lights you have on the fan. And the guys can put ladder and and on school way to take it. I think all of us similarly we have. So even solar lights that I put on the road in the community I live to go in, if you make it stronger that they can't rule it off, they will put something and claim up. Either somebody will be owning it, another person or just to on school way and bring the lights down. Do your tabulation within 2026. What happened to 2032? You would have had more advanced, disadvantaged youth. That even today, by the time you're selling your car, the nonsense people to go steady in a circle to know how to open the car with a key. Our whole country. So we are concerned. And personally, one of the things that pains me when I was doing the letter is where we hope to see ourselves 3, 4, 5 years from now on. And these young people, for some of these reintegration centers that have been organized by people, you can see their cleverness. You see some of them are very, clever. When they are integrated into the society, they explain it, listen to the stories. Even the one that I know, I think she's a musician, gospel. I mean, when you listen to that girl, you always were really poor in that. So, yes, what has some more, and I'm not happy to answer your question that the slow pace is going on. But again, we have a form of government that we have 3 branches, but coordinate.
Okay, let me hold you there, because we'll have to talk about other things.
Yeah.
Let us go around the table quickly. Mr. William, your question.
Yeah, so yeah, so good evening, Honorable Alex Noah. It's good to see you, by the way.
Yeah, please.
So basically,
Let's take a break quickly.
Holding services pending the outcome of the narcotics investigation at the RIA and to authorize interim government oversight of effective operation. With this resolution, it means that we have to communicate that to the President and to the Senate to let them know the decision that we're taking at this movement as a chamber. Now we ask one of our colleagues now to make a motion.
I said it.
Holding services pending the outcome of the narcotics investigation at the RIA and to authorize interim government oversight of effective operation. With this resolution, it means that we have to communicate that to the President and to the Senate to let them know the decision that we're taking at this movement as a chamber. Now we ask one of our colleagues now to make a motion with all in.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Court presiding at the distinguished colleagues. Honorable Speaker, while it is true that I attach my signature to the resolution to suspend the operations of these 2 entities at the Rabo International.
Okay, so welcome back to the program. We'll have to take this break, this breather, because that was quite necessary so as to make some adjustments somewhere. But you are listening to the Nighttime Heat show. Share the live video so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also follow on what's happening tonight on the program. Our guest here for some time is the representative of Sano County, Alex Noah. We are talking about governance and legislative issues. You know, today over 40 of the lawmakers signed a resolution asking the president to suspend the cargo companies, suspend their services from their services at the Ramos International Airport. We discussed with him on that also. Let's hear you.
Yes, so Honorable Noah, basically you said the decision to have written the plenary was influenced by the fact that the president himself took action. When the president suspended a presumption of guilt should be used against him throughout the investigation. Don't you think, or better still, how do you reconcile the action of the House, to temporarily suspend all activities of the company, given the fact that the president has suspended Peter King and then instructed that any action of such should not be misinterpreted and serve as a presumption of guilt throughout the investigation? How do you reconcile the decision of the House as well as the decision of the president?
I think you meant to have said you acted after the president have acted. The president working the executive, we're working. Well, the 3 branches coordinate. Like I said to you, even on our jurisprudence, nobody is guilty. Every suspect is proven innocent until on the competent court of jurisdiction. So what we were waiting for is all of the investigations, because we as lawmakers, we are not the investigators. So one of the issues that prolonged what we're discussing here was the justice minister asked us to say, you give us some time. Let we know who are the players within there, or the cartel within there, or maybe who be culprits in this situation. So after 4 to 5 days, this Peter King needs surface. And Peter King is now ordinary Liberian. He's a key player that they sold or outsourced one of the key services of our governance system from the post and telecommunication to. So the point was, okay, let's give them time, let them do the work. Because, I mean, we have limitations in our functioning. They are responsible for that. So, yeah, that the fact that we got a green light, if you are just an ordinary Liberian, we wouldn't have, taken, but you cannot say, used to my nurse, used to the palm law, and then tomorrow morning you say, be cooking stay. While we investigating that, yes, your hand was part of the stealing of this, set aside. Don't cook until that is. So we did not act because the president acted, but we gave them an opportunity as the division of labor in governance, and that's what we should do.
Okay, Dave.
Yes, sir. My name is David Tagbe. First of all, forgive me for my curiosity. Which party, which political background you come from?
I'm a Liberian.
A Liberian. But you belong to a political party, right?
I belong to the people of District 3.
District 3.
Yeah.
And,
you go follow them.
And on whose party ticket
I
are you?
want a CDC ticket.
On the CDC ticket, okay,
Yes,
sir.
but I've never wanted to.
Thank you for giving me.
Prejudice
Not matter of prejudice, and it's just a matter of curiosity, sir. Forgive me for that.
Thank you.
There's a perception about, there's a perception among Liberians that the key persons linked to the issue of the drugs or the cocaine that we're talking about have been shielded by the government, and that those who have been named, they are persons of interest, are just ordinary handlers of cargo at the airport. Do you share that view that actually the main doers, the main people linked to this alleged cartel we're talking about have been shielded by the government?
So, on our judiciary system, the lawyers will say on our jurisprudence, sometimes the accused also have the burden of proof. So I could say, you did not go to the university. All that I want to do is to blemish or disdain your reputation. That's I walk away, I go to Sano. It is you now who will walk here to bring your credential and say, and I may say, I did not go to the university. In fact, I did not go to school. On the flip side, sometimes the branding of proof also. That's what they accuse. And it could be the general person that more people know. But also for the interior motive part of it, the accused have a responsibility. If I say you stole last night, my intention is to just for you in a community. It left with you to prove yourself. If somebody has stolen your security will come here, they will arrest and blah, blah, blah. The point I try to make is where the only place we have as Liberians is the country. If you out and you pull all of the negative pictures on the internet for our country, and you're sitting with your colleagues from around Africa, sometimes it pains you, may not talk it, it hurts you. Because the picture of the country, if it is being blemished by us, ourselves, it scares away investors. Even to where you sit as Liberian, you feel discouraged. So yes, that put party aside, things will happen. As big as the country is, everybody dressed today, we're all in the street. There are things that will happen tonight you don't know about. Picoting. In fact, said that now some people waiting for around 12 to go in a part of meetings. Why are you sleeping? To answer your question, again, we make sure that the government prove ourselves to the Liberian people. One of the happier things that I'm happy about in this whole case, this government have accused the previous government
holding services pending the outcome
on similar cases. So to prove yourself innocent is to make sure, because the fact that even a member, senior member of the government is being linked and suspended, then it sounds different in the ears of critical people.
No, sir, no. My question is, do you have the belief or the suspicion that the real guys linked to this alleged cartel are being shielded by this government?
No, I would not know the real guy. The board chairman, chief, or board chairman of a particular institution, as important as NOCA is to the Liberian economy, is being accused, and the president did the right thing to suspend that person. So I don't know who will be the real guy, the board chairman. Mind you, people made me
so that means that you disagree with Liberians, some Liberians who have the perception that the real guys who are linked to this cartel are being shielded.
It will bring our feelings into the discussion.
No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't do that.
That's why I don't want to do. I try to be nationalistic here, and I try to put party sentiment aside. If the president can take a decision, you know what board are set up? Board are set up to make decisions for the autonomous agency, right? So a board member for NOCA is not any kind of person on the street. So the government are taking a step. My point is, I may join you later if this step will not go further. Because I know also me, Eris, if you, he, and I are drawn to do a particular thing and my name is being publicized, I will call the TDIU name. There is nothing you can give me for I alone to bear the weight.
Okay.
So let's listen to Peter King. My only disappointment in it is what Peter King, we have not been informed what are in. I mean, like you did to Bucket Roy and all of that, because this one is even criminal. There's a version of the amendment made today where our Cody from Grand Bassa quoted those various sections that even by the time they see the drugs with you, it's a crime already. You get my point? If you listen to Goswa, he did a second amendment. So they draw a cap in. Based on the update that will be given by the steering committee, the committee to investigate.
All right, thank you. Josh, let's hear from you.
Thank you, Honorable. I want to thank my colleagues for asking some of the questions I wanted to ask, but one key thing you said here that I pick up, you said the speaker told you, the plenary, that by Monday the 28th, you should be hearing from the team, the national security team, briefing on this.
Sorry, the speaker was giving an update. Because when they appear, they said on the 29th.
Okay.
So the speaker, as a speaker, he was informed that they're ready to give an update.
On the 28th.
On the 29th.
On the 29th. Okay, let's take the 29th as a note, right? So the team will be, coming to you on the 29th, and then you took a decision today on this. How do you reconcile that? What if new information comes?
That decision will not contingent upon the approval of the report or the update. That decision is a stringent measure, right? As a determinant that this should not even happen. So we did not. What we did was, okay, you know what? The particular company, the fact that someone who operates or who is the head of the particular show, right, is being accused. And even based on the internal investigation that is being done by the management here, is being suspended, then the show should be halted.
Okay, so
that we can determine the veracity or the authentication of the issue.
Yeah.
So the point of this thing is not contingent upon all the people bringing a report and then the people should be operating.
Okay.
Our point is the fact that these services were even offered to you or maybe given to you is meant that you are being trusted, because this was a function on the Ministry of Post and Telecommunication. Now they also say, almost, if you listen to Alpha Jones today, almost all of the services that is being given out there, they will serve a deterrent that will give you our services. We expect nothing less than transparency. Even this is where it's most suspicious. This did not just come and pass the same day. This thing was kept for 3 to 4 days. That speaks volume that even you even know of what is going on. So it's a cartel. So the point here or the discussion here is where we want to give services to people who are also thinking about the interests of the Liberian people.
Thank you. My second question.
No, you're supposed to ask one question.
But Dave, now
A follow-up. You want to cheat the man?
you can go ahead, Chief.
No,
I
go
thought
ahead.
we came to gather information.
No, go ahead and ask
Yeah.
a question.
So my second question is, the House of Reps happen to have a bicameral legislature. Before a decision can be considered, a decision of the legislature had to be approved by the two houses.
Yeah.
This came from the lower house. I'm speaking to you as a former legislative reporter.
Yeah.
All right. So this came from the lower house. I consider it a recommendation to the president, even though you call it a resolution.
Mhm.
It is a recommendation to the president because it has not made the Senate approval to this resolution
You're
today.
telling me or you're asking me?
Yeah. I mean, what do you say about that?
No, so even if we listen to the speaker, is where all of us know that the both houses work together. Even some bill beside the financial bill originates sometimes from the Senate. Only financial bills originate from the lower house.
I know that. Yeah.
Now, the point I'm making is in the resolution, when those two amendments were made, those contents in my letter plus the addition from Gozua,
Yeah.
the speaker said, Madam Chikle, do the correction and make sure the letter or the resolution be sent to the Senate
Okay. That's what I
for
want.
the approbation so that he can go.
Thank you.
And
Then
you know,
becomes
so,
the
yeah,
voice of the legislature.
Exactly.
It
That's
will
what
have
we did.
more pressure. in my
Yeah, we
opinion.
know
Have more-
that. Yeah, that's what we did.
Thank
All
you.
right, so you're listening to the Nighttime Heat rated on Prom FM 105.5. We are also streaming live on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. That's the Nighttime Heat Facebook and YouTube channel. Our guest here is Representative Alex Noah. Let us try to transition a bit, Rep. I'm sure you're quite aware of an appointment of Musa Hassan Benede, Representative Benede, to look into the MedTech and CTN and the situations or issues. That committee, he headed that committee. The committee was set up, but reportedly we heard that, and let me put it blunt. I mean, let me put it, the actual. Reportedly, we heard that some members of the committee went behind, not knowing, not informing Representative Musa Hassan Benede. They went behind him and went to the lady who got the CTN, asking for some financial assistance, over $100,000, to help with the investigation. Somebody that the committee was asked to investigate. That prompted a communication from one of your colleagues, Smo Molba, asking the House to to investigate, asking plenary to investigate. I'm trying to see what I can pull his read up quickly. Okay, he said, I'm formally requesting a comprehensive investigation into recent reports of legislative misconduct involving the request and acceptance of funds as a legislative committee. It is imperative that the integrity of our institution be upheld as the as the collection of or acceptance of financial benefits in exchange for legislative influence undermines the public trust and violates the foundational principles of honest service. Now, this was what he had on his page. I also understand that he has already written plenary. Where are you? Are you a member of that committee?
No, I'm not a member.
Okay, but you heard what I'm talking about, right?
No, you're hearing it, and the reason is because the Nazi sumo for this letter was not read today. But
you are aware that the speaker set up such a committee.
I agree with that.
Fine.
I know about that.
Okay. And you didn't hear that the committee?
No. So a few days ago, I had similar thing on Spoon.
Okay.
But again, the country is so gullible to the extent that people fabricate news on their own based on certain fashion. So I would not speak to that. I think Sumo Maruba, Honorable Sumo Maruba, would be the good person to be able to explain why he wrote. Myself, sitting here, there are a whole lot of news. There are a whole lot of things that I may not know about myself before daybreak. I see on social media. So sometimes I'm not carried away by what is written on social media. I'm carried away by the premium fallacy or the evidence that is being adduced. So yes, it may be information gotten by my colleagues who I respect so dearly.
So you are not on that committee?
No, I'm not on the committee.
You are not actually?
No, I'm not.
Honestly speaking?
I said you get something to tell me.
All right, fine. So let's move forward. Let's ask you about the METEC and the CTN operations. That has been a major talking point in street corners, in major gatherings. In fact, this administration it was expected that upon it resumption of the presidency will have maybe gotten rid of the CTN and the METEC. Is it a concern to you as to why?
Yeah, it is. And I was in session when this committee was formed, and the intent and the TOR for this committee is to ascertain where this bureaucratic coming from. He brings a container. He pays the money to METEC. METEC function is to give him the actual bill being outsourced by LRA. METEC gives him the bill. This is $4,000. That $4,000, he should not be complacent. It's subject also to validation for upward increment by the same LRA who trusted METEC to say, you do this. Right? Also, you have the CTN that is responsible for predestination tracking. So the intent of this committee is contingent, is being approved based on the proliferation of cries for the Liberian people on the delay in getting the containers out. So the TOR is to make sure where the delay is coming from Prime FM or from OKFM or from ERBC, given the cycle of all of the rounds you need to make to get your document certified to be able to get your container out. So I know the committee in his wisdom is doing everything humanly possible to make sure that the report be made available to plenary.
But the committee's integrity now has come into question.
I will not question that. Again, the same way you struggle to get me, you can get some more money back. He's a proponent of why you
Okay.
on the Facebook page. Yeah.
So, Honorable Noah, permit me to take you back to
Sure.
your constituency. I mean, your constituency where there is this report I followed. There was a time you communicated to plenary as to the issues about the booking. That's not the booking. I'm sorry, but the illegal manners in the district, especially the Sando National Park.
Yeah, Sapo
National Park. Thanks for the correction. The Sapo National Park. Up to now, there are still reports. That is troubling. And the more troubling thing about that report is that there are instances where, citizens, the traditional leaders and those, illegal occupants are into a lot of what we call, I don't want to say confrontation, but there have been some level of, disunderstanding among them. And it came to a point where the AFL have a deployment. How's the situation right now?
So it remains the same.
Wow.
Again, it's troubling. When we were coming out of the Sapo National Park, by the way, is the second or the first in Africa. It carries the community name because they're where the park is located, but it's for all Liberians. That speaks to the fact that if you were somebody who is brave, those days, if you were to go to the Sapo National Park, you see snakes, you see all of the species you can think about. At the time, there were no hunting, there were no mining and everything. Based on that, the Sapo National Park is important to the extent that there are some species that you find in Liberia or in Africa that you can find in any part of the world. So for that reason, it's important to all of us.
So why is the condition still the same?
So the condition is the same. I can help you so that we can sit with the president. I met with the president. Mind you now, every talking we do, it end up with the executives. Whether we like it or not, the president is the head of the country. I met with the president as an opposition lawmaker for the first time for almost an hour, discussing two issues: the issue of the Sapo National Park and the issue of the Burkina Bees.
Okay.
Also, before there were around 40 to 50,000 in Grangie there. When few started coming, they can come 2, 3.
Yeah, come in pairs.
Yeah, by the time you go low, they in hundreds. And I raised the issue. The president was magnanimous enough to listen to me. At the end of the day, they deployed the AFL. Until we change as Liberians, the country will remain a day. The AFL, by the time they got accustomed with the people and the running of their stuff, they remain complacent and they are all part of their stuff. And I'm saying it as the direct representative of the people. Based on the complaint to the president, that's how they changed the first group. When you hear say the AFL changed it, they changed the first group. But Chief, even to what I said, after they told us people left the place, at a certain point of the night, they will put certain men in and they say women should not go there. They give you an assignment to tell you pay this.
Wow.
And I'm talking about the AFL and I've been talking this.
There's a huge allegation on it.
We're talking about allegations. You want that why sometimes people don't want to.
No,
you're the press people. The same way you want to promote, the same way you want to escalate.
It's a shocking revelation.
Okay, I will not say anything about that.
No, you got
because the point is, this is our country. When we're talking about the country, we need to be realistic. I represent the people. I'm now a representative for Minister of Defense or maybe the Chief of Staff. Okay. But you, as Liberian, you are concerned. You asking me, and I want to give you now. You want to make it. No, so it's feeling nice. Yeah, the AFL there.
All right, yes,
you're feeling nice. The whole topic feeling.
Well, the thing is that look, I heard the representative. I've listened to other politicians and critics of the government, critics of the country as Liberia. always saying that, oh, unless you do this, the country will remain the same. It sometimes sounds like a curse in the country. Are you suggesting to me, Honorable Noah, that you joining the queue of people who always curse in their country, almost like you're hopeless, you're not optimistic that country be better no matter what our thoughts are about our own country?
You tell me what a queue is, so Johnny. The point is, if I don't know what a queue is, the content in which I spoke, you were asking.
No, you said unless we change, our country will
Liberian,
remain the same.
I just told you.
I mean,
if
you,
the mentality
you sounded like the ordinary people
I
out
don't
there.
understand what you're talking about. I'm not AFL personnel. Before in our country, that's why you get a police. There are times they put AFL also. By the time the Liberian people see the AFL, they feel it's a serial, and because normally AFL will be in a barrier. I am saying there's a reason they send them, and that reason is to make sure that the mission is accomplished. If you stay there for 6, 5, 7, 8 months and join the people, or even not reporting the
can you speak to the microphone?
Yeah, there is a problem. So when you say cursing the country, I would not. If I told the man that the Support National Party is okay, I'll be fooling myself as the direct representative, because even while we are here, my station is relaying the thing in the county. So what we're trying to do is to make sure to tell you the truth, even you as journalist. But if our truth is cursing the country, then I will say no until I see the land, the queue that you're talking about. But the point is, when I said the mindset, Chief, see how many of us are representatives? You will not hear the greens, the beans, the crispy that you used to hear. Well, you my papa, you my big brother. Those days, not even see the level of distance between the people and the leaders at the time. People don't call me anytime in the night, and I answer. If I miss his call, I will text in the morning. Those are privileges and opportunity also attached to the modern day, or maybe the 21st century. When I get out there, I will see people to my car right now, the fact that they hear that I'm here. Those things were not happening. So the point I'm making, if we cannot change our country, then there was no need that we complained yesterday that people were enriching themselves. And to do that, you need to change the mindset that even tonight, if there are plenty should be in, somebody to either drop
George.
My voice will say that it's necessary. The problem has been identified. I don't think security personnel in that kind of place should be assigned there for a long time, to be regularly rotated.
Some of them open clubs,
Yeah,
they
so-
open
Yeah,
video clubs and all of that.
So on the MedTech and CTN issue,
But now in the morning you post it and say this is what the representative said. So
no, I don't want to. As you did well there. So the MedTech and the CTN issue, that's something that always conflicted me. Probably because I'm not in mainstream and maybe I left for long. So this was it a concession? Was it a deal approved by the legislature?
So no, mind you now,
Okay.
there are threshold
Okay.
in terms of services, service contract.
Yeah. It used to be 10 million, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
So what is
still
oh,
remain.
okay.
So investment portfolio that crosses 10 million,
Yeah.
you come to us.
Okay.
Under 10 million.
It's executive level.
Yeah, at executive level.
Okay,
So these are all service contracts.
Service contract. Okay. So
that did not
So right now you going in there. When I mean you, I mean the house, right? I don't mean Representative Noah himself. You go in there as a legislative body to see the contract, to see the impact of the contract on the economy.
Mhm.
Are you taking into consideration the issue of pricing as it affect the cost of goods on the market? Because you talk about certain things that was not, but you didn't talk about the pricing.
So if you get time tomorrow evening, you can call Musa Bilite. because he's the head of this committee. And
I
will explain, I'll answer.
Yeah.
Because there's a 2 hour to the committee. There are a few things that they want to see.
Yeah. Okay.
If maybe just explain how I'll be solving the function of the committee.
Okay.
But as a representative, I can also do that.
Yeah.
The point I'm making is there is a cry from our people how when you go to the poll, for example, if APN terminal machine breaks down, right, for 2-3 days, nobody cares that know that the cause is not from him, it's from the machine that broke down.
Yeah.
But when it passes the 5 days,
Then the
expiration
charges go on the
time,
input, yes.
it comes to you.
Yeah.
And among many other concerns that the Liberian people have, these are the reasons for which the committee was set up. So the committee is set up to hear from the key stakeholders in the sector. And so why the Liberian people are crying. Even imagine how would we prefer buying car here as a representative than taking car from America. Somebody will give you car for 600 in America. You may pay 900 or 1,000 or 1,500 to bring it.
Yeah.
If you pay 2,800 or maybe 3,000 for it. If you had to do the tabulation of all those vehicles, I prefer buying car here. I'm talking to you as a representative who get detail free. I prefer buying car here. So just think about the ordinary man. This is your hustle. Your first time, your brother call you in America that you get one car parking, you're not using it. Then to bring it, if you do the calculation, you can say, brother, let it just stay here.
Yes, it happened to a lot of people.
You getting my point? Yeah. So these are concerns that this committee is looking into. So I would not want to preempt.
Okay.
Also, that which on our jurisprudence will be short judici, and discussing something that is before the committee on our side now, but on the judiciary side, that's how it will be.
Okay, initially we should allow you to go at 16, but can we push it to 9:30?
Sure, we can even do 10.
Okay. Thank you. Let me ask you this question, sir. Yes, you like you said, my colleagues asked you as to what political party you come from.
Yeah.
You said, well, you are a Liberian.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day,
No, but at the end of the day, I told him I
said
you're
from the CDC.
Yes.
Now, the House of Representatives has been looking into this LTM saga concerning vehicle restrictions and licensing, all of that. You from the former ruling coalition for democratic change. Can you say on this?
I want you to help me. Let me escape that question. I'm part of the committee that is investigating.
No, I know.
No, you say you're on a committee.
On a committee that is investigating. We're supposed to make a report. If I discuss it here, it will not be.
We're not talking about the committee. I was thinking back to your the last administration.
About the concession.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. At the time, our port manager and I represented to know.
Oh, you were inside, right, as a port manager.
Yeah, I agree. You were a port manager, but you also had your ears at the executive mansion.
Yeah,
fine. Do you know as to why do you know why the former president signed that concession, or he didn't? And if he didn't, do you care to tell us as to why?
I will know when I see the two concessions. The ratified one by this government and the starting one from the previous government. So I would say escape this question.
So you haven't seen that yet?
Given what I said, I will escape it.
Yes.
All right, before you come in, let me ask. Okay, you can go ahead, comrade.
Yes, so Honorable Noah.
No situation someone can put me in.
Honestly, I can really feel your intellectual prowess. However, it is this issue about your former colleague, Honorable Yege Koluba. I mean, the reason why I have to ask you this question because it is still of public concern, it is still of public interest.
Yes.
One, this is not about you coming from the political party of an opposition. I need your clear legislative, honest understanding about the entire proceeding about the horse in the case of Yeke Koluba, former representative Yeke Koluba. Was the decision of the horse one? Was it fair first? Did you partake in the signing of the expulsion of Honorable Koluba? That's the two concerns.
Thank you. So I will
Why?
not
And
know.
if you sign, why?
I will not know that in the reason I will escape the second one that says whether it was fair is because before the court.
Why you always
seem to
escaping
be
some
escaping
questions?
all the
No,
questions.
escaping
Yeah,
all
that
the
went the
questions.
honorable one went to court.
You escaping all the major
Chief,
questions.
Chief,
I mean, there are
Chief.
questions that you escaping.
You're escaping.
I can answer one part and leaving one.
Why?
And there's a reason.
So far, you escaped all my questions. I don't know why.
Everything that is before the court. You can't,
Well, they consider prejudicial.
yeah, you can't do that. So the second one I said, if when I was in a country or
You sound.
no, I'm the head of delegation for the Pan-African Parliament, head of delegation to the Pan-African Parliament in South Africa. I was out of the country when it happened. Again, we are being elected by our people. And I think the election out of thousands young people, elderly people in our various districts to be selected, it comes with responsibility. And that responsibility, there are people who want to see you as the role model. There are people who want to see you as somebody who will deliver on their behalf. Even in the midst of thousands clever people, maybe because of your relationship with the community, they can take you as ABC student to be a representative. But it also comes with maturity and responsibility. Now, I'm not happy with any of us being expelled. Our house should be a place that we should be our better keepers, because I know what we go through to be elected. But also, I'm not happy for any of us to be seen as somebody who people would think it worthless for you to be there. But what you say and what you do. And this is not one person case. But also one person who stood up and told the speaker, Mr. Speaker, when you out of Liberia, and you look at your phone to watch our proceeding, our plenary, you feel shame of ourselves. Because that place is where you stand up to talk and your district listen to you.
Okay.
And people learn from you. If we are talking and people talking across the board, what do we tell our children? Even our clever children will say, Daddy, that play get noise. People normally say it to us. And sometimes you are embarrassed. So yes, the point is, do I happy for anybody to be expelled? If it happened, no. Do I also happy for us to be responsible in the midst of 5-point-something million people you are being elected for a cause? So yes, we have a responsibility to our districts and even Liberian people in general, and also we should be, because to call you honorable, that you now you see me.
It comes with responsibility.
It comes with responsibility.
Okay.
What are you insinuating? I'm the legal.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I can come in anytime.
Yeah.
What are you insinuating?
No, I'm insinuating.
Now, Yeke Koluba, it's not.
No, it's not about Yeke. I just said
But when you ask a
there are
specific
most.
question,
Yeah, there
about
are
Yeke,
most. Yeah, but
and all your answers appear to paint a rather negative picture of Yeke. So
No.
what are you insinuating?
that's a positive part of the conversation that I pinned into him, and that's why I did not discuss the issue of Yeke, because I said it before the call. But I was talking about the holistic behavior.
No, he's gone now. He's
No.
gone.
No. Yeke has not been.
Chief,
No,
He has not been expelled?
No, Yeke has not been expelled, and the reason I say
You
that,
sure of that?
Chief.
So can he go to session tomorrow?
No, that's what you're talking about. Anything that is before the court that the court has not thrown out, then there's a judicial process.
But there are instances where
Chief,
in case
if everything is being finalized, if you can remember when Yeke was expelled, then there should be letter now to the NEC. If we want to maybe dwell on the triviality or maybe listening to all the substantive, then we can take the substantive part. I'm saying, for example, there's a reason today that you have not seen letter being communicated to NEC. It's because they want all of the processes to be absorbed.
Okay, just a follow-up to that, Honorable. You were not in the country and to South Africa, or which you gave a reason. But I want to know, if you were to be in Liberia at the time the House took the decision against Honorable Koluba, what would have been the position as a
My
lawmaker?
vote is my secret. That's how you can vote to your Liberian people. If I were here,
In context,
Yeah.
you really think a certain lawmaker should be held accountable for probably statements being made out of their personal expression?
so it depends. If we even came in session, we are being guarded by our rules. That anything you say in there are things you say out that they hold you back. So it depends what or where it happened.
Yeah, so sir, I heard you say that you.
I can't say all
Yeah,
you
I heard you say you feel uncomfortable for one of you to be suspended or expelled from the house.
Because I know what we
of
go
the
through
house,
during
because you know
campaigning.
why I go through campaigning. And that, but you said, but if you are in the House of Representatives or a member of the legislature,
If
a
member?
Not you specifically. If someone is, yeah.
If someone was a member of the legislature, you know, specifically a member of the House of Representatives or Senate, and the person's behavior is, appears irresponsible, then it is worthless for the person to be there. Are you suggesting that worthless for Yaka Koluba to have been a member
No.
of
So
the
you
House
see
of
now-
Representatives?
you
No,
see now-
I'm asking you
Yeah,
based
no, the question I want
on
to
the
answer.
premise you laid.
No.
Yeah.
Then I just said to you,
Uh-huh.
holistically, I was looking at the reason.
No, you asked a specific question about Yaka Koluba. It's on that basis that you were answering.
Chief,
So we expect your answer to
you
be
needed to give me
specific
2 or
about.
4 questions. That question needed explanation. And by that, you need explanation. That was not yes or no question. I just said, if I were in country, maybe based on the veracity of the issue, I may or may not vote. I said it. And they are laying a basis that all of you will sit and look at us. There are some responsibility or there are some reasons you feel any of us can be honored or they respected. And those reasons are things that you feel that honorables should do. So I just told you have a responsibility. And that responsibility, people, you can call me Sonibor, you can call me Eddie, you can call me whatsoever name tonight. But based on things that I'm doing, you can say honorable also. And I'm forced to get it from you. Right? I don't force. But you are moved by those honorable things that you see. I'm saying it's not only Yeke. I'm not laying the premise on Yeke. Premise was laid based on the way we conduct ourselves. And I just said to you, I even saw
But the question was specific about Yeke.
Chiefs, you want to,
So-
I mean, if you do it like that,
no,
then let's
no,
draw
no,
ABC
no, no,
question
no.
so that we can answer it like that. So
Okay.
I gotta go
Yeah.
beyond, and that's
So-
why.
Okay. All right. You can.
So we are journalists
Yes.
and we are professionals. One thing I don't discredit our credibility. When the interviewee issues an addendum,
This is right.
we should respect it because it's his right. He said he didn't want to speak specifically to the Yeke issue because it is in court, because it would have been prejudicial. I wouldn't have gone again to try to stay because he said it, and so I should respect that right.
And you know,
Yeah,
that's
so-
why up to this time,
So,
there is no
so,
notice to NEC.
so,
Okay,
so honorable, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I won't be asking you my question. I will be, because looking at the time, we're still going, right? And we're still going
Yeah,
there.
10, we're going to 10.
We're go-
Yeah, it's fine.
we're going to 10. Okay, we at time.
Because you never asked me anything about my district. Always
No,
about.
you ask for
I'm going back to your district.
You've been to New York, get somebody to New York.
The recruitment, they got fired. No, actually, I wanted you to emphasize more on that Sapo National Park.
Yeah.
Seriously. We need additional details because you see the medium here is widely listened to. So the people will clearly know. You spoke about the security situation, and we want to know practically the economic situation there in terms of the livelihood of the people there. So please.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So again, when I took over in 2024, officially, I invited the FDA, I invited the FFR, for international something.
Well, can I speak to the map?
Yes,
Yeah.
you have the WCA Wildlife Foundation, and you have all the international NGOs connected to the park. And the reason for that meeting was to know how they were, how did I meet them, and how we can foster the park. I also, after that meeting, visited all of the surrounding towns around the park, listened to my people, and it was interesting to know that the FDA, as a landlord of all of our forest activities in the country, they play the FDA called the Sapo National Park headquarters. They call the town Jeresan. Even their own bay board that tells you the road goes to the Sapo National Park,
What happened to him?
they are not able to paint it.
Are you killing me, Honorable?
And I'm telling you, that speaks to the fact how the people jokingly, I electrified that town with the solar lights. And then the power warning was there that evening. I asked him a question, and this is the truth. I asked him a question, Mr. Warren, power warning, do you want few lights in front of your power headquarters? We all just laughed because I did that intentionally, that if this place of power that is being reserved for historical purposes and tourist purpose for our country, then the inhabitants should be treated fairly. At a certain point before my elections, from the power headquarters, people used to come to a town called Bedewokli to come draw water from the pond. I'm not manufacturing anything. I have no intent to do that as the representative.
Okay.
Thanks to WCF, I carry maybe 1 or 2 pumps in the town. Even WCF now, as we speak, they helping to build few town hall and blah blah blah, renovating few schools in the place. It's based on our recommendation. Now, another proposal I did to FDA. One of the reasons you see people aiding and abetting illegal manners is because you have a park that you don't have the inhabitant being part of the rangers or benefiting from the park. So you bring somebody, in fact, the park, the institute that teaches about park is in Bomi. For example, you get a Gola National Park, you get, I think, 3 to 4 parks in the country. But they play Wadanga Park, that they play, you carry the training institute. I mean, a logistic manager, then they go teach you about administration, for example. What the interest there? So the point I try to make is FDA herself is wholly and solely concentrating on the cutting of laws and all of that. The preservation part, they're not thinking about it. And the point is, Chief, there's a reason that you, if you are doing certain study, and you go to the Sapo National Park for certain species, before you will see them. Now, based on the noise in the forest, they are all running away to our neighboring country. Wow. So it's a serious issue. Again, I'm grateful. The president gave me an hour in that discussion about the park. Again, we get a fund laws on the book. Sometimes the implementation is a problem. After that, and I was just saying on the public medium, let me say this. In every institution, there are bad apples and there are good ones. Okay. The AFL thing I said, it is true. And tonight, it is true if you had to go to the place.
What is true?
But
There's
No, I'm
say about
telling you that
AFL,
they aiding
yeah.
people.
okay.
There are some of them
Yeah.
aiding people to go in the park, and then you bring them or
Something.
yeah, they will tell you if you say they're good, you can bring your 10 grand or 15 grand.
Wow.
And chief, then the president brought me here. Then AFL minister said
Nobody
"Let me
can fire
ask you
you."
question. Then I even fire say, I can ask you question.
Okay.
I have no cause or something.
Sure.
And what I'm saying, my people listening to me, they know what I'm saying. But the point is where there's a reason that Liberia have 15 counties. You have 4 like SCPO. For example, that's a reason. Maybe God knows I will come here, we would never choose which part of the country we would have gone. It was through a definitive. Today, to get those CPOs 4 counties, it's an extra blessing from those counties that don't have CPO. And that's why, for example, if you have to do business in Zouadou, you got to come to either Sano or you go to Maryland, for example. That's how you feel, oh God, why did they want to us? Because of the payment of different fees. The point I try to make is there's a reason as Liberian we get in Africa the second park, oldest park in Africa, or largest park in Africa. The preservation of those protected species, we thought it should be one of the areas that the government should focus. But I think the president or whosoever around the president who is listening, they should tell the president that since I met him and they took that action by moving the other crew or partner of the AFL, the new people they get there, some of them get video club, some of them, to the extent that there's a time beyond the entrance of the park. They call it Pinestone. I have one of my horses because my district is comprises of 5 statutory districts. I have 3 horses in 3 of them.
Okay.
And the reason I did that was, okay, any part of the district, people should know where I am. Okay. Many times people take their supporter from any room and all of that. I can't carry someone in a district and then get sleeping place. Those people arrested the wire where you can use for fence, right? It's a mesh wire, right? For the fence. And they said, the guy who was carrying on the motorbike should stop. I call our man Oscar. Is that Oscar? Assistant Minister for, and, and he called the head of the group there. And what was the reason? Or people were coming from the park that particular evening, but why are not coming from the park? We're talking about gold that you know about. And the reason I'm saying all of these things, they are not only there, to protect the lives and property and the natural resources we're talking about, but they are also inconveniencing the citizen. So we need to also, as a direct representative of the people, get involved into this, and that's why we have started by meeting the president and all of that.
Is there not plan to bring the situation to plenary to call the attention of the legislature or the House?
Yes. I have done that before when I took over, and I think I need to redo that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Honorable Sonobodua, just for my end, that should be my final question.
No, but we're not asking you for a final question here.
No, my man, let me. So you won't call everything.
You still have to go around the table. You listen to the nighttime heat. Kind of share the live video so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also follow on what's happening tonight on the program. Share the live video. Our guest here tonight is Representative Alex Noah. Rep, what your honest, I continue.
Everything is being honest here.
Yeah, I know you've been speaking with honesty, and I still want you to speak with more honesty. What's your honest, grading of the leadership of the House of Representatives? Looking at areas of the fight against corruption, the issue of bringing lawmakers together, the issue of a rule of law. It's the leadership, it's the House of Representatives, performing well. Give us an honest opinion of that.
So I think from the inception, there are issues. And like I said from the intro, life has its own vicissitudes. Given that we had almost 7 to 8 months of contestation for the speakership, or maybe you may say unrest. I think we have realized, we have all learned.
At which time you were on the side of the majority?
Yeah.
So on the side of the other side.
I like that.
Remember
You want to put your own group on
No situation can carry me up. So, and the reason is, it comes with responsibility, and I was just saying that when we said we'll put our radios on as lawmakers, and you listen to the concerns of the Liberian people, even in the midst of all of the financial insolvency and adversity that goes on in the country, everybody feel we got to solve the problem. But so, if I were to be appointed tonight to go back in any executive position, I will tell you, I will take it.
Why?
Any executive position that will pay me 2.5, I will take it and leave what I'm making. When I will put manager, I decide after taking pay Friday evening, for example, any part of that month, to see what I will sit down with you to an entertainment center, or maybe I will answer your call, and you have no threatening remark for me.
About votes.
About votes, and I mean, how you brought me here and blah, blah, blah. To the extent, but I understand all of the demands and everything. Also, we are the one time for elections. We give the people impression that you can do this when you win, you can do that. Now, little did I know that there is more time that you press people need to put into sensitize our people. When I pull manager, I operate 15,000 every 3 months for operational use, 5,000 every month. So I chap here to clean the pool. When you come to me and say, "Oh brother, what's up? I take $150, I give it to you." It's for operational. As representative, it's my straight salary, nothing. But the MDs of all the government agencies, let's say autonomous agencies that you know, they get security to the houses, they get operational phones, they get trash cars, they get gas, they get, I mean, things that we not.
But you're getting trash car and gas?
No, we're getting gas, we're not getting trash car.
Why?
Maybe tomorrow Friday. Tuesday morning, come to me.
You're taking the speaker.
Yeah, yeah, but it'll be a nice conversation.
And okay, we'll see.
You know, and with those responsibilities that we have, some of our people will beep us. Somebody will deliver after 9 months. And that's a reason God gave better 9 months so that the owner of that better can get prepared by the time the woman gave birth. They call in the representative.
Let me go with the respect for it.
Yeah.
I think you're trying to skew from the question I asked.
No, I'm going there.
Okay.
I'm going there, and trust me, I'll go there.
Okay.
So the reason I'm saying this, I came here without no gray hair. Today, every time you see me, I will cut my hair very low.
Escaping the gray hair.
Yeah. Why? No, it's there.
He's escaping it.
Yes, but I don't want to show it like that.
Okay.
It's because of the cost. In your daytime, you get water housing costs. And none of the costs we say, beside maybe your Cody, we say, no matter how you are today, everything will be problem. Again, that's what we sign up for. And I think this is what we need to do before answering your question. We need to create an enabling environment whenever we're talking about concession that will incorporate Liberians into creating jobs. Because the fact that the young people sitting down to Atai shops, America, nobody sees anybody without permission to know in the present schedule. But yeah, you go to our various country, people, they get a tie sharp. In fact, it's a competition. Intellectual centers. Nobody will be in a 40 in America or 35 and be sitting down to intellectual center. You're working 2-3 jobs because you got to feed your family. But I think also, if you bring those intellectuals here, they will say, but what the opportunity provided? And I think there's an argument there. So we pray for that. Now to the question. You're asking about Gray for the house?
Yes, go ahead.
I think we put in the house together. In terms of relationship, the speaker is doing his best. Nobody is perfect. But I think everybody, if you were not on committee, if there is a specialized committee, he incorporate you. If you have not traveled before, if there is a trip, if I say you have a routine, the house together.
So there's no majority and
no, it will
minority block anymore?
No, it will always be there, but it should not be under normal circumstances. The fact that we all came from different political parties, you have diverse views politically on issues. But the reality is the fact that he tries to incorporate everybody and lead to a level that we can be certified. Because if I'm a representative, since I go in a house, for example, under your leadership, I've not gone to Ghana. This one man has been going to Ghana, for example. You have an issue with that particular leader. So I'm saying they try to equilibrate activities that can be.
Is it for the purpose of trying to perpetuate himself so that there can be no problem with
No, so Ghana speaker is almost 43 years. And even he is an opposition speaker. You can research it, the speaker of Ghana. He got there when he was 30.
No, Thomas Speaker.
Chief, I'm just giving. So
why
somebody
is it
say power is the winningness and happiness from your colleagues. So the point I'm making
so
is,
he's trying to make all of you happy. So you can retain him continuously.
Let's say you want noise, but you ask me how my house looking, and I'm telling you that we're getting together. So if you want to pay,
so you're not together here for good, but you're getting together.
No, you can sometimes.
No, you're getting together now. It means that all is not well yet.
Okay, we together. We together.
Oh, you're not getting together again?
No, we together.
So honorable, I'd like to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is the speaker, giving members of the House of Representatives the opportunity to travel just to please them, or they capable of playing the role or to properly represent the legislature of Liberia in these countries, or it's just about wanting to please individual members by sending on trip because they haven't traveled before? So let me send Alex Noah, right? Let me send Alex Noah to Ghana because he hasn't traveled, saying man born him. So let me send him there to please him so he can have travel experience. But what's about the impact that Alex Noah will make in Ghana or in that country you're sending them to?
You travel a lot, the new lawmaker you bring it. But the point is, the House were 2 committees. The power you give the speaker out of 73 persons, you say you the first, the deputy speaker, you the second. Just imagine the president get a vice president, but all of our powers and everything, and say you are the prefect for the class. So he recognizes anybody who speaks, right? He say, my man, follow me, I'm going for the meeting. So the point I'm making is, if the speaker want to go even-handed with you, or if the speaker have malice against you, right? He can keep you to your, You can even be on a particular committee and you don't give you an assignment, you will not get that. But in the spirit of unity, where he asks a question, how do you grade? And ask from the CDC. In fact, it is my CDC speaker that will put it out. Right? But you want sincerity.
But you haven't graded the performance of the
because no pen. Say, okay, me pen, but I'm explaining that things are happening. If you want to see the grade, I can do it. You get a pen.
Say, 80, 90,
yes.
100.
And you know, but the fact that I don't have pen, then let me explain that things are getting.
All right, in terms of rule of law.
Yeah.
What's the grade you give your
I think we need to call a chair on the judiciary, because when you talk about rule of law now,
you always
but the house, I talk to you. I said maybe you want to something me, because when you talk about rule of law, and by the time you are elected, they ask for your CVs. The reason they do that is to place you on a committee based on your study.
The way you sound, Representative Noah, you sound to be one of the booty, one of the associates, the close associates of the speaker.
I agree with you.
No, the way I sound, I try as much as possible to put the country first and be my feelings.
All right, so let me announce this quickly. By tomorrow on the program, we'll have our former Vice President Joe Howard Taylor. We just confirmed, and she'll be on the program live, not on online, but she'll be live in studio. We'll have a couple of things to discuss with the former Vice President. But we got time now.
11 more minutes.
So let's ask you. Let's put it outside of the legislature and come and put on the broader
government,
broader spectrum of things. How do you see the performance of this government? I want to hear from you. You are from the Coalition of Democratic Change. During the time of your government, there were a lot of criticisms and condemnations and protests, and we heard about some millions and all of that. What about this administration? What can you say? Is there things on course? Are you quite happy with the rule of law? Are you quite happy with the issue of the fight against corruption? Are you quite happy with agriculture, with roads, the arrest agenda in totality?
So I'm happy with the country. And I'm happy with the country because some roads that the CDC started, because government is continuing, this government is trying to end them or maybe continue with them. I'm also happy with the country, the fact that we have no other country to go to, so we should be saying.
You sound like a public relations officer for this government. You're happy and happy and happy.
I say you give me the chance of
No, I'm giving you a chance.
Okay, I'm not happy.
Tell us about unhappy. Because you get happy.
I'm not happy. The fact that we can arrest 19 point. You have been at what the point behind
19.2 million.
19.2 million draws.
Okay.
When our brothers and sisters were saying it was a CDC government and the officials were importing drugs at the time. Now this is not even importation now, it's exportation. I mean, we need to establish whether they made it here or they brought it from somewhere. Until that happens, what we know, they were arrested to our airport going to another place, right? Yeah. So that's an upgrade in the drugs. And before it used to come, now it's going now. So it's an improvement on the leadership, right? Now you can determine or deduce whether the improvement is negative or positive. I'm not also happy with the way things are hard. Again, during the CDC time,
that's the living condition.
The living condition of the people. If you were to drive tonight and bring your glasses down, you see what Liberians are going through. Things are tough. Again, it boiled down to also not creating an enabling environment as a government. I mean, I must say that for the Liberian people, when we are discussing concession, when we are discussing, because there are positions that are precluded or should be precluded for Liberians. Because of our influences in our various sectors, and we think about personal aggrandizement and leave the interests of the Liberian people, then it becomes a problem. Again,
and all of you people can sign the concessions.
Yeah, in some cases.
Many of them
can be out of the country. But again, when it comes to the signing, whether you there or not, the majority carries it there. The fact that I'm part of the whole,
so everybody
included at the end of the day. But again, this country, we need to do best, or we need to try our best with the issue of the rule of law. I saw the interference during the issue of the Speaker Saka. I saw where we understand, we ourselves from high school days, we know that the Supreme Court is the final arbiter of justice. There is no way the Supreme Court can give you A and you take B as a government.
Okay.
There were other Liberians had issues that the government was interfering into judicial system. Okay. So there are issues. Also, could we also as Liberia, because my UNASA after the studio tonight, and I just take a bad picture and post it, knowing that I'm part of the government. And this is where we are blinded based on party line. And sometimes again, like maybe I'm coming from the studio, some people will question, like you doing, my stand as a partisan from the CDC, right? But also after both parties, what do we get? That Guinea or that? This is the only country. So the point that I try to make it is only Unity Party. Sometimes by the time you say, well, the CDC started there, then they won't argue. But when you understand what also you came and you paying debt, right? That CDC or adding government health for contractor or maybe people who provided services, it's because government is continuity. So when they say government is continuity, it's where you should be proud that you one day you will not be on the show. People will also compare and contrast that during your time. And as head of the show, there are some things you did and they miss it. Also, there will be some improvement at a certain point. They will say, oh, someone never used to do this. Those are criticisms that should be balanced for the betterment of the country. So the point I try to make, if we want to deem as leader of our country, only the country, then at the end of the day, Ublimich is the future of our unborn generation.
I'd like to ask you the question. I'm sorry.
So finally, gentlemen, we got one.
I'd like to ask you the question.
4 or 5 minutes.
Honorable, many of us who are fortunate to travel Africa, Europe, or Asia, we notice that, let's restrict it to Africa. Most of the African countries, Ghana, Nigeria, you go there, most officials of government.
When you went there in the 80s,
no, I'm talking about the early 2000s, 2010,
a long time.
2008. Most of the countries, most of the country politicians or officials of government have investment, have their personal investment that employ citizens of their country. But it is observed that in Liberia, most of our officials of government are just leashes on government. I mean, the dependent government receive the fabulous salaries, but you hardly see an investment of Representative Noah, maybe running a company in Sino County or somewhere to employ about 10, 15, 20 Liberians would have with the issue of job creation. I mean, what do you think? Others in other countries, officials of government, they have hotels.
I got a question.
Other countries,
and that's where
Liberia, it's difficult to see a Liberian.
That's where we need to carry you as Liberian for seminar, workshops, and other things. Given that the country is gullible, and people capitalize on the gullibility of the country, everything we do here as government official will stay.
No, I
The job, no, they're not you.
No,
Chief.
He's speaking.
We still. I'm always in Ghana. A lawmaker in Ghana is a minister for a particular ministry. It's allowed. A lawmaker in Ghana is a big business person in Ghana. It's allowed. I bet you. By the time even me, I buy one excavator, where I go plenty in Sano to go do gold business, that conflict of interest. The law prohibits that. The Liberian man, they may carry our resources, but on the flip side, you have a Chinese person who just came with just some more plastic bag. By the time he gets here finished, he promised the people there grade school and all of that in 3 months. It's a money man. You, as Liberian, you don't talk to that Lebanese person. It is us, the government official. Then you have those Liberian to various intellectual centers who feels that our politicians should just be a politician. You should not invest in the economy. Let my brother here. Let's over here. See someone ring. They marry ring. Because they might, I bet you. It covers, no, I'm jealous constructively. It covers a whole finger. I bet you, me as representative for the people, to upgrade the ring. Somebody will make reference to the one, they will bring my old picture.
But one right there,
You was talking on the right hand.
No, it said that one stay because it just way the point I try to make is we also need, because if our brother Westway,
Democracy Watch, for instance.
yes, and then based on a position, then for example, we're not spending money. We're not generating money to spend. For example, I depend on my salary first and foremost, even on waste me to even think that I bet you, let me open a hotel, the Boulevard Party. You don't even know what are through my connections or brother business. If Liberian people will not be on air that are stole, we all know sometimes, based on the devil advocate, you think that you don't know what we're saying. So that's a point. That's a problem for our country. I bet you in this government, if I can tell you how many people will see buying horses in Ghana and other places, because if they invest in Liberia, that was the difference between we as government and adding government plus the government. We have brought the young people from the slums. So when Alvin Wizard got a job, the first thing he said, I know Ghana rule and I know Nigeria rule. He tried to build. By the time you see, Alvin then who were on your campus, that the man building and the man stealing. That's the point. I just try to stress that these are some of the reasons, even when Liberian politicians get money, they prefer going out of the country or they keep their money.
Okay,
So
no,
and finally,
we have to go. Yeah.
Yes, so
I'm closing.
Honorable Noah, you are a strategic member of the CDC. I'm concerned. Why are you not in Granges forming part of the anniversary celebration of the party, given the fact that you are one of the benefactors of the recently held 2023 election? When will you be going to join the folks that are in Granges?
So all the Google team will talk that my party you won't put me again. I go into that. I go into that.
You go into that?
After the show, I
So tomorrow
go.
we should be expecting you in Israel?
That one a different thing, and my party team will receive it.
So finally, from my end, most of the things you say here relies on the law, and you are a lawmaker. That's why I come in. Now,
You probably my man. Let her finish.
thank you. So, what are you people, you and your colleagues, what plan do you have to tell them to look at these laws that are actually stagnating the growth and development of this country? Because myself, I agree, most of our laws are intended actually to deny domestic growth of the ordinary people, especially public officials.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So all we need to do first is to look at Liberia as Liberians. There are certain bills when I proffer or maybe present, and and they are passed.
Okay,
to,
so Rep, before you answer that,
Yeah.
let me just announce for a few minutes, whether we got some callers, a few, so we can take them, right?
Sure.
0776 540 987. To call 0776 540 987. That's the number to call, and you are live for a few minutes. 0776 540 987. Go ahead.
So to do that, you know, if they both has a pass on a particular bill, it goes to the president. We also have the whole party thing dividing the country. What is important, but I don't want to boost your morale. Oh, that remember the law. So until we also know that laws that are in the favor of the Liberian people or ourselves as a country, it should not be on party line. Chief, to the extent that I noticed, and let me say to someone who are asking you what are some of the things you are unhappy about. You know now that time to come, there will be no tenant jobs. There will be no civil serving jobs. I mean, sometimes you look at it saying, after a particular election, there should be unity for the sustainability of the countries, and you know, wealth, unity, and all of that. But if everything will say, okay, and you are working with FM, you are not working with Spoon, for example, you know that journalists will be, and you know, ostracized, things that they're supposed to do will be stagnated. So as a country, the way we are proceeding, we need to put a party beneath aside. I mean, that someone is surprised tonight. Maybe you a lecturer later that are from the CDC and are talking good thing about, you know, and I'm not talking about the United Party, I'm talking about the country. And even if you were to ask me, a president, former president, we had to call me tonight, I would tell, because also, whether you like it or not, in the midst of all of the profuse problems that we have had in our government, with the issue of the Ebola, the issue of the coronavirus, there are progress being made around the country. So no government will just kind of erase what you have done and say nothing have happened. So what much more? We ought to be able to be in a position to say this thing. If we don't do it, even if we travel out of the country and travel with that opposition mode of not saying good because they're not your government, then not the country you're doing it to. That's the point I try to make.
So the law issue.
The law. Yeah, so again, the issue of the law is complicated. And the reason it's convoluted is where you have different interests. And these interests, some can come from the party end, not to promote the opposition. And you know, again, if the two houses pass a particular law, it goes to the president. People around the president, oh, CDC, man, you put that thing now after our time, let it pass there. I mean, so sometimes it's not the houses, when they say, oh, the houses pass it, oh, then it goes sit down to the mansion because the president got to sign, they got to send it to foreign ministry, print it into him because before it becomes a law.
There's a law that says if the bill is passed by the two houses, and
after a certain time,
21 working days,
yeah, after a certain time,
it becomes automatically law.
Yeah, no, I think I can maybe we can research that. I think it's the budget, and there are a few financial, because it's not all the law, because some the president has more time to look at it. He can even stay months, and sometimes he can veto it based on lines that you want to be
okay.
corrected.
So Rep, your
but meaning it's on a budget.
Okay.
Again, I stand to be corrected.
Which I left for there long
your
time.
party comment.
We finish with the course.
Yeah, go ahead. Your party comment.
So I'm happy again. I know tonight it may not be the best, but we can improve on it, all of us. And I think again, it's my pleasure. I know you have tried, and I'm also publicly commend you. Many times there are excuses; those excuses are not met, or you know, be scared of appearing before these media practitioners. By the way, I serve as Assistant Director for Press Services at the Liberian Senate doing Amazulu Jala on Topo. So yes, there is nothing in the media that would be scared of, but based on our own engagements, But you were persisting, you were consistent, and I think it was important. Again, we are open, our doors are open. By the way, my only concern, and I'm not happy about that, but we can correct that in the future. If a particular representative appear before you, the first and foremost thing should be the district you represent. Nothing you say about my district, nothing you know of my achievement, nothing you.
Bring again.
Yeah, but that's why I went back. I came back to ask you about the Support National Party, the entire district, because.
So I think it was important.
Yes, the next time you come, we're going to focus on it.
Because if election were tonight,
you're going to tell us how many bills you passed.
I'll be the winner for tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because there are a whole lot that is happening.
Okay.
But thank you, I'm so happy.
All right. So, gentlemen, thank you for the night. Again, like I said, next tomorrow we'll have the former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Joe Howard Taylor. She'll be here tomorrow on this program. Join us for another facility edition of the program tomorrow. This is the Nighttime Heat. Until then, Sabo George is my name. Have a pleasant and restful night.